You're listening to Diaries of Doom. My name's Matt, and I'm sat outside the Black Hart. I'd like to say it's a beautiful day, but it's a bit kind of grey and overcast, but that's fine because it's Desertfest London. And I'm in the press tent, joined by Witchsorrow, Hampshire's finest trad doom trio. How are you getting on?
Good. Really good. We played. It was better than we could have ever expected. The Underworld was full, which is something I never thought would happen for us. We haven't played there since, I think, 18 or 19.
Okay.
With Windhand. We sound checked. There was obviously no one there because it's a really long time to go and there's other bands to watch. And then I peeked behind the curtain and saw some faces, and then we walked out. Holy shit! So I sort of floated through the whole thing, but it was unbelievable.
It's cool, wasn't it? And I think it does all go by in a bit of a blur, but
of course,
front to back, round, nobody moved,
no
heads moving. There was a
stage diving hot dog.
Yeah, very small mush pit.
Yeah, very small.
It's like, was it a hot dog or a banana or a cotton?
That's the real question we're going to be left with when this weekend's over.
I think
was it a hot dog?
I think hot dog was the consensus.
Yeah, he got on, did some air guitar, and then jumped off. It was good.
Yeah, it was good. Really
so
cool
Witchsorrow
experience.
first, I think.
Yeah,
we never had a stage dive before, so that was good. We had crowd surf before, but never a stage dive. I was quite glad it happened. I was like, oh, this is, happening.
So we had something new today.
Yeah, it was good fun. It felt awesome because everything at the moment is like falling into place really coincidentally. It's really weird, and this is the first time we've ever had like a record and stuff come out where there's been stuff around it that we were doing anyway, things seem to happen.
It's much more intentional, I think.
Yeah.
And it's like 10 years since we played Desertfest before as well, so that's really nice to kind of be back again. So it's like, it all feels like the right time, right place.
I think Discharge headlined the Underworld in 2020 on one of the days.
2 years.
It was just like...
That was bonkers.
It was insane. I wanted to go because when else are you going to see Discharge?
It was really
like
good fun there.
I
did a crowd surf for that.
I think I might have seen you do that.
There was like a really weird that day in the Underworld was all quite crossy because like Dawn Raid played.
Right. Yeah.
I remember Discharge and just because it was at the end of the night. There was, it was time enough to buy enough beers to want to stage dive at the Underworld.
I think it might have been the first night as well, so there were no hangovers to play.
Everyone was just up for it. They were
was
wasting
chaos.
all their energy. That was brilliant.
I've never seen the Underworld not absolutely insane.
Yeah.
But no, I'm glad it went well for you.
It was killing.
Well, the big news in the Witchsorrow camp at the moment, obviously to you, maybe not obviously to our listeners, is that you've just released a single, Hackers. It's going to come from The Devil and All His Works, which is due out in early July on Church Road. However, there's been a bit of a gap between this and the last one.
Quite an understatement.
What's the reason for the break between?
You might have heard of this thing called COVID.
Yes.
Thing.
I remember that.
Just a lot of it, the first riffs for the album were written when I was furloughed on COVID, so that's 2020 in April, May.
I think we were so keen to get out and do live stuff after COVID. We'll say writing for another day kind of thing.
Yeah.
And that sort of persisted for maybe a few years.
Yeah. It's weird to go, we did that year. But yeah,
life's kind of got
it's sort of slowing down. It took a long time to write the record, didn't it?
It did.
Which shouldn't have been because every song's got 3 riffs in it. But you sort of start with the best edge, but then COVID sort of knocks everything back 3 years at least, and then you start trying to work on it properly, and it all just builds up.
I think we just love playing live, and kind of like
Yeah.
writing is more of a means to an end of playing live. So as soon as we got that opportunity to play live again, I think we became kind of preoccupied with that.
And we can't do both at the same
No.
time. We're either like, oh, we're writing a record or we're doing loads of gigs. You can't
You
just
have to
sort of
properly-
balance both of them in a proper band.
We have to devote time to actually like writing.
And how's it been working with Church Road for this new release?
Amazing, I think. Like, it's just, I think before we've probably been like a small fish in a big pond, would that be fair to say? And I think Church Road is a much better fit. The communication is just top notch.
I mean, Sammy and Justina run it live really near us, so like, I mean, we're mates anyway, and have been for a long time. So like, you know, being able to just go to the pub to talk about an idea or like work out the timeline of something has been really nice because you know,
Be much more intentional, I think, than before.
that's a good word. Yeah, like you feel like you're like, oh cool, we're actually doing our thing, and you're paying attention to us. Like, but this is where like, you know, when the single came out, it was like, when do you want to do it? What's around it? Like, what's the idea here? And actually, when I got wind that Green Lung were putting out their single just before Desertfest, I was like, fuck, I need to find out what day they're doing it.
We don't want to be
So
like
We
recording that,
don't
like-
want to get washed away by this, so like, we need to make sure we're before the Green Lung song. But yeah, they've been absolutely incredible.
It's been really nice to kind of have Desertfest. It's like that like big event, and then kind of like pivot around that a little bit, and then
Well, they've been great, and Sammy has done all the driving today as well, which like in just doing that he is done probably more than other people. But yeah, I mean they've been brilliant, and it's great to just be part of like something really cool like that as well, where they have so many other really great bands.
I
And
think you get like the simple things right as well, don't they? You know, like they know how like big we are. They know the kind of the audience we attract.
they just
And
get it.
They just get it, and you know, like playlists. And all that sort of
I
thing.
think that's so, but also just like I personally really like being like, I just want to be included in things. So I quite like that, like we're part of this little thing that's got like Svalbard in it, and you know, millions of other cool bands. And it used to be one of the cool kids.
It's a UK scene, isn't it? Rather than the Doom.
It's a wee thing in itself, and I love it because everything on there is so different, and everyone gets to kind of be their own thing. Like
They're just like great curators.
Forlorn,
of, like,
loads of other cool bands. Yeah, like they were doing early stuff with like A.A. Williams.
Of course.
That's the thing, they're very solid people.
I love it.
Aside from the fact that they've run a reputable label, I think people are very solid.
Yeah.
They know what they're doing. Yeah. I obviously can't speak for history with these guys, but it's like I've worked with them in the past before, and it's seamless. Like it's very cool, and for me, it's just nice to be a part of something that those guys are sort of helping with as well, because it's kind of weirdly what I'm used to.
Yeah.
So it's been quite nice. Yeah.
Also, Point 7 are absolutely killer band. So look, one day we will play together.
Yeah.
One day.
I love him for it. Yeah, he said he was driving for you when I saw him the other month. March, maybe. Yeah, still. This is your first work with Scott. How has it been working with him? What does he bring as a drummer?
Well, so it's really weird and complicated because Dave is on the album, but Scott has like picked this up.
Right.
What we kind of wanted the album to be Dave's sponsor.
Okay.
Yeah, he wasn't getting out of it that easy.
Yeah, that, you know, he'd put so much work into that. We kind of said, you know, let's bring this full circle and complete this with you. And then Scott picked it up. But Scott has brought just like a really nice, fresh energy to everything, I think.
Well, Scott has been absolutely amazing. Like every time we play, like even in the rehearsal, every time we played a song with him, it's been amazing. And
Right from the
it's
get-go,
been
it's
really
been-
wonderful working with him, man. Like it's just awesome.
I think that's good. Like even for me selfishly, like my entire purpose here was just to make sure that they didn't feel like they were derailing the motion of what was happening. And really, as long as I can just hold down the things that are obviously that come with releasing a new album and the gigs that can happen, such as this event. It's just being sure that like I'm not a hindrance to it. So like I'm holding down the fort, motoring on, and then.
More than that.
But it's good for me. Like obviously, myself, it's cool. Like I've been a fan of this band for like 10 years. So.
But it's like Scott's kind of first outing is like a drummer for a band, which is just mind-blowing to me that.
How good you are, like.
Yeah. I mean, it's odd. Like I'm a guitarist by trade, but
Okay.
Yeah.
There's a good story behind it though. Like.
Yeah, so the story. Yeah, so when after Dave left, he told us he wanted to go. There was a time across everything, and we were thinking like, who do we know? Who do we get?
It's quite a difficult thing to come in, I think, to like a three-piece as well, and especially with us.
Especially with us.
Us as like a couple and things, like it's really got to work.
Yeah.
So I was quite worried, like when Dave said, "Time's up."
Yeah.
Like, could we find somebody to kind of fit in?
Scott was playing with Crumbling Moon, but he was on Instagram doing like, I'm playing the drums today, and I messaged him like, wait a minute, do you play the drums? And we said, do you want, this is coming, do you want to jam? And he said yes. And what was funny is like where he lives in Tidmouth in Devon, like it's not very far from Emily's parents, right? So we didn't really think of that part, but like if you draw a sort of compass circle around, it's like if I'd gone, there's this bloke in Nottingham, yeah, it's the same distance. Like that would have seemed nuts, but this is. But everything was perfect. Like there's so much coincidence. Like being near Emily's parents, that noticing that Scott played the drums at the same time we needed someone, but also like first rehearsal, like there's a studio that we can go to rehearse. There's a Black Sabbath room, like brilliant.
A Black Sabbath room.
Yeah.
So please tell me more.
Yeah.
It's just like the Black. There's a Pink Floyd, Led Zeppelin.
Yeah, Pink Floyd room, a Zeppelin room, and a Black Sabbath room in a studio in Exeter, basically, which is like 20 minutes from me.
Tasma.
Yeah, Tasma Studios. And it's like anyone around Exeter, they practice in Tasma Studios, but they have got like a Black Sabbath room, and I was like, yeah.
There's a record shop upstairs as well.
The other weird coincidence as well, and quite kind of
Oh,
timely on this
fucking
weekend
hell, yeah.
as well. What are you going in?
Oh no, what were you going to say? Because I think I might have thought of something else.
So in 2022, Nick kind of brought together like a Trouble tribute at Desertfest, and Scott actually played bass.
Yeah.
I know you played go, I'm sure.
That was good, but no, what I was going to say is it turns out we were born in the same hospital.
That is also
Yeah,
really
well,
weird. Actually, I
yes.
completely forgot about that.
Yeah, that's really
For
weird.
the Trouble tribute.
Yeah, the Trouble tribute, yeah. When Eric Wagner died, I asked Sarika from Desertfest, like, if I got something together, is there a slot anywhere for it? And she got a slot. and this,
Dingwalls, wasn't it?
Yeah.
yeah,
That's right.
but this was before I had got enough people together. It was like me and Alistair from Flamebearer. And it was like, right, cool. So there's us two. Who else really is like, well, a drummer, a singer, a bass player, and Scott. Bless him. I went, I'll do
Honestly,
it.
I'm very rarely on Facebook, or at that point I was very rarely on Facebook. My band life was a bit quiet. But I just happened to go on at a point where Nick's like, anyone up for doing like, I need a bass player for something, and I was just like, well, I've got a bass, and like, I know Nick, so I was like, yeah, and then that happened.
What was good is that like you did one rehearsal, you were the most like on it person there. Like, you're the best musician I know.
Like, honestly, if you live in the middle of nowhere and you're sort of like a flying in help to hire sort of job, like, I've always prided myself on doing a good job, like, because ultimately, and that's the same applies to Witchsorrow, and the fact that like I didn't know if it would work, but what I knew is if they were going to come up in my mind all this way to rehearse, you turn up and you do a job, because the last thing you want is for somebody to be travelling like 2-3 hours and you've got like a half-baked like approach to something. I've just never done things that way. So like when I did the Trouble thing, I was like, I'm getting the shit down and I'm going to rock up, because living in Devon and rehearsing in London was only going to happen once. So you want to just make sure you get on it sort of things. That's kind of always been my approach anyway. So.
But I think Nick, having had that experience, was kind of knew that work ethic that you had.
You're just embarrassingly talented as well.
Oh, man, that's very
So when you
kind.
were playing that drum thing for that wedding on Instagram, oh man, it's
Yeah, but it is pretty wild. Like you said, like my other band, Crumb the Moon, we had a gig at Dorset Doomsday last year, so we would have been played the same year you did.
You were in the main stage, weren't you?
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah. And like our drummer couldn't do it, but I knew that it would be a good gig and then it would be a busy room. And I wrote and recorded the drums anyway, so I was like, well, if we can get a guitarist to replace me, I'll do the drums. And it just so happened that like around that time, Nick saw my post on Instagram and I was like, well, yeah, I fucking love Witchsorrow, let's do this.
The rest is history.
Yeah. It's going
Here
well.
we
I
are
think.
now.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah, good stuff. What's the local music scene like for a simple Midlander like myself who doesn't know the South Coast or Hampshire or Devon?
Yeah,
What
mate,
is the local
I'm
music
from
scene
your
like?
neck of the woods though.
Oh, are you really?
Yeah, I grew up in Tamworth, yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay, cool. Staffordshire as well.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
from Stafford originally.
Yeah.
So, yes.
Yeah.
more
To
coincidence.
answer the question.
Yeah.
In Farnborough, I mean, nothing. I mean, it's where 100 Reasons and Ruben and
Yeah.
someone else is from.
No,
Yeah.
But I think because we're so close to London, I think everything kind of
Everything gets
gravitates
sucked
there. Which is a bit of a shame. There used to be more, I think, where we were. But there's like stuff down in Southampton and
So
Portsmouth, like we
like
were
when you're
saying.
Reading, when you're like, there's a few towns around that have venues and stuff, aren't there? Aldershot and Alton, places like that.
And if we're going to shows, we kind of have the choice of like London or the South Coast as
Portsmouth,
well.
yeah.
So we try and kind of
Yeah,
get
trying to
down.
sort of be part of that, but it is weird, isn't it? Because we're not anything on our own. It's like you're either part of London where you have to go into London and you feel like an outsider, or you go to some other town where like it's small town stuff and you're not really part of that.
But there's those things. Like, I mean, Abyssal, which are playing in September.
That feels good.
That's quite
Hell of a lineup.
Yeah,
Oh,
hell of
it's
a lineup.
wonderful. Yeah.
But that's always cool. Like we go every year just because it's there and it's always good. But like that's like a really strange thing just having Southampton, where, like I said, in the last couple of years actually, the South Coast has got picked up a lot. Like the last thing I went to was I went to see Exhumed recently in Southampton. I went to see Cryptopsy. Black Label Society are playing in Bournemouth soon with Venom,
really?
which is really weird.
That's
Yeah, there's stuff happens. Isn't
There's
there?
stuff happens like there
we
is
try and, like-
there is like an O2 Academy in Bournemouth.
No.
We try and kind of go when we can because it's kind of like much for muchness to go into London or.
Yeah, it's like it's bumbless, but also like it's just cool just to go somewhere. I mean, you go like last year before we went to see like Judas Priest in Bournemouth, Bring Me the Horizon in Bournemouth, Super Bournemouth. All the sort of arena thing they got there. But like, but yeah, like we were
It's
supposed
nice.
to play with like Pentagram in Southampton, and then
Oh,
like
yes.
you go there and you see like Corrosion Conformity and Monster Magnet and stuff like that. I don't know about the local bands. That's the thing. Like, yeah, we're not part of the kind of thing where
We did used to
Exhumed had a
rehearse
local.
down in Southampton.
Yeah.
For a time, didn't we?
Yeah, that was a place where Creeper sort of had
Yeah,
us.
but there wasn't really anybody quite like us there. Was there?
Nah.
But it made us feel a little bit more part of Southampton.
Yeah. I think we're sort of drawn towards sound, but like as far as like where we live, not really. There is a really cool rehearsal space, but yeah, it's like I think Southampton is probably the closest. And that's like an hour away. We're also not from London, which.
And kind of Scott.
And you're not from
the
London.
Scott kind of like
So I gotta-
gravitational pull balls.
I want to be an Exeter band. Like.
Yeah, I mean, Exeter's like I can't really. I'm not the expert in the route there either. Like I've been in Devon for 8 years, but like some of my earliest memories playing shows on tour, Exeter has always been an absolute banger of a city to play.
Okay.
It's really small, metal mainly. I wouldn't say it's got a big doom thing going on. But there are a couple of legendary venues in Exeter, and they've started to be really like pivotal, I think, again in the UK scene, such as like the Cabin and Phoenix. Like Crowbar did a sellout show at the Phoenix in Exeter, which is absolutely wild, I think. But it's amazing. And then Carcass sold out the Phoenix as well. So there is a scene there, and I think like it was probably bigger back in the day, but it's rejuvenating in the minute.
I did check out Exeter because I looked at the uni and I liked the city and ultimately went to Birmingham and didn't leave. But I liked Exeter. It felt like there was. It wasn't a dead city.
No, I
town.
mean, I don't like cities. I'm not a city boy. I didn't grow up in cities.
Yeah.
Exeter has got, I mean, like anywhere, it's got its funky areas, but it's not a massive overbearing city.
I guess
it's
not,
quite
no.
cool and it's pretty arty. There's lots of like
There's a cathedral
independent.
with stuff around it.
Yeah, exactly. Old ruins and there's lots of art in the city.
Catacombs, aren't there?
Catacombs,
Very
yeah.
doomy.
Yeah, it is a very doomy place.
I've always really liked the West Country anyway. Like Emily and I lived in Bristol when I was at university. She lived there, and my sister went to uni next to. But I've always found the West Country just fascinating. I've always felt
It's
the
kind
draw
of
to it.
weird.
It's
isn't
just
it?
weird,
weird,
and when you
yeah.
know that like Electric Wizard lived down there, and you know Robert Fripp was from sort of that direction as well, and stuff like that.
Makes
You-
lots of
yeah,
lots
you
of witchcraft.
genuinely believe that. Yeah, witchcraft, like
Yeah.
people who
It's a
actually believe in
whimsical
high
part of
respiracy
it.
and things like
Yeah,
that.
Here's if you look deep enough, there's all sorts of occult activity going on down there, and it's very
Yeah, like Stonehenge is like from our house. It's
course.
like not an hour
Oh really?
on to Stonehenge, but that's like on the way there. So you're like, oh, this is the gateway to like
Yeah.
the weird bit of
I just
England.
feel like we're operating
Yeah.
in a pretty cool part of the country, really.
But I really like because it's so just weird and remote, and it's weird. Like I just think of like the cider industry and stuff as being quite a cult. There's just apples. It's just one of these weird things where you just feel a bit like what else is going on here? It's not just
It's
It's not just apples, is it?
it's not just apples, is it?
I think
No.
it might just be apples.
No,
That's
it
right,
might
like-
just be apples, but I like to think it might be more than apples.
To diverge a little, Witchsorrow, in my view, doesn't just follow the Black Sabbath route, but bands like Pentagram, Witchfinder General, Fungal, Trouble, Candlemass, very traditional route of Doom. For our listeners, what are some lesser known bands of that ilk that you would recommend?
Procession, Chiller.
Alright.
Really good, like
Yeah.
like sort of Candlemass, Solitude Eternus, Pentagram stuff, like totally died in the world true Doom. They are fantastic. They in like 2008 or 9,
Okay.
they put out a tape called Burn, which has one of the best songs ever on it, The Road to the Graveyard, which is this incredible like Iron Maiden-y, Candlemass Doom song. And they've sort of been on and off, like they sort of disappear for a bit and then come back. Like I've not seen them for almost 10 years live. But they are one of my favorite. The guy is like an incredible singer, Felipe. He's an insane singer. He plays in there. He played guitar in Niflheim. He's now in another band called Crank with one of the twins from Niflheim. But he's just incredible, and he's like a total Doom maniac. So they're really good. Who's your one?
Me on the spot.
Yeah.
I really like Procession. That's a really good shout. I think we do that doom metal thing that I think sets us apart a little bit, doesn't it? Like
Yeah.
we are very much in that
It's like
like Candlemass,
Yeah.
Maiden, Priest kind of.
There's a real true honesty to it, like and
70s
again,
and 80s.
yeah, and
Yeah.
like it's really unique from my perspective to come into this at this point because like I've always felt that way about Witchsorrow. Many moons ago, I think possibly 2014 or 15, I bumped into Nick at Bloodstock, and I remember being quite drunk at the time and saying, "You guys are holding the torch that Cathedral put down a few years back," and because Cathedral are like easily one of the most important bands in this world for me. Like
Midland band as well.
Yeah.
Midland
Cool.
band as
yeah,
well.
and also like Gaz Jennings went on to the Death Penalty, and I don't know if that really got as much hype as it should have done because Death Penalty were incredible.
Yeah, that was underrated. That
Yeah, massively underrated, and like so. I mean, Death Penalty, I don't think are a thing now, but that was definitely a thing for me. But it is that like old roots in like Cathedral. Anything Gaz Jennings touches for me is gold. Like that first Lucifer record as well was incredible.
Yeah, I think we sort of straddled that world and like that kind of true doom heavy metal kind of world, and then that kind of more like wizardy, stonery.
Yeah,
I think the thing with me and Nick is like Nick will pull one direction, I'll pull the other direction.
Yeah.
And it's kind of where it.
Like,
meets in the
Emily
middle.
writes all the really good Electric Wizard riffs.
I
whereas
write
I-
all like the dumb like kind
Yeah,
of riffs.
and
And Nick wants to write cathedral songs.
Cathedral songs, or like one of my favourite bands are like Exciter. So I was trying to just get like, how can we have like how can we get that energy into this song?
But then we like meet on like something like Triptychon or something.
I think weirdly, like I think if we do about like Triptychon and like later Celtic Frost are kind of the
sweet spot.
The sweet spot, yeah.
There's definitely a lot of metal in it. I think.
Yeah, it's a lot of it.
Some people are a little bit surprised when they see us live. Like, oh, we've got like kind of Iron Maiden kind of like headbangers.
We played in Berlin once, and this guy came up to us afterwards. He was like, "I do not really like Doom. Like, I came to this show."
In typical German style.
Like,
telling you exactly.
So I don't like Doom, and my friend brought me to the show, and I saw you come out. You were wearing an Underworld t-shirt. I thought, okay, cool. And you were playing a Flying V, and I thought, okay, cool. And then you played, and your faster bits were pretty good. And then he bought a t-shirt, so
ringing endorsement from Germany.
from the Germans. But
very German.
Like it's some. Like there's a band I've been listening to recently as well that I've become obsessed with, called Midrias's Cult from Italy, and it's like really like if you have Electric Wizard post-punk, it's like really strange. Like it's hard to describe, but that's about as close as I can get. But they're really good. It's really catchy. It's got the post-punk like all downstrokes. But there's a bit of like keyboardy stuff. And it sounds really evil. It's fucking brilliant. Everyone shut them out.
We've always like been like, it's not just riffs. There has to be a song there.
Yeah.
I think that's like the Maiden thing, the Priest thing,
Yeah,
even the Wizard thing. Like, it's
I mean, Wizard have choruses.
Yeah, I think melody can be kind of underrated a little bit, and like song structure.
Like you in Under a Crumbling Moon, I can't imagine how hard it is to write music like that, because my music is like play the riff 4 times. Play the chorus riff 4 times. Do it again. Bit of breakdown in the middle.
But honestly, like objectively, from like an outsider's perspective, like you've always had songs. Like Witchsorrow have always had songs. So like it doesn't really feel like what can be in this world. I have to be careful how I say it, but it can be just like a bit too meat and potatoes sometimes, and you're just like hammering that one riff too often.
And like a good riff is a good riff, but it has to be part of it, like a song. And that's what I always felt.
And I feel like you guys have always sort of nailed that a little bit in regards to just having that sort of. There's headbanging moments, there's slow moments, but in there is always a good song. And I think that's very cool.
It's like, I don't know how to do anything else, so it's like count to 4 and then do something else, count to 4 for that. So whether it's Iron Maiden, Judas Priest, it's Flight of Icarus, that is like the simplest song. So bands like that, or even like Weezer or something, like it's just on it, bang, bang, bang. But that's just like my natural songwriting kind of style, and it feels weird if we don't do that. And then if we kind of diverge from that, it kind of listen back to go, it's not quite as good as it seemed at the time, is it?
One question I like to ask bands at Desertfest to round off the interview. It's quite revealing. We're in Camden right now, and you've got an entire world cuisine of foods that you could have. And we touched on this before we hit record. With a million food choices you could possibly have in this neck of the woods, what's on the menu? What has been on the menu for Witchsorrow today?
Well, this evening we've been to.
This is why we were late.
Planet Vegan.
Planet Vegan.
So me and Nick are both vegan and quite enjoy like going out and like finding interesting things. I think when you joined the band, Scott. Correct me if I'm wrong. I said you will eat well in this band.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, that has been the case.
You've
been well fed.
We've like no matter where we've played, like before we've even had time to think about food, these guys have scoped out like a really cool place to eat, and it's like, okay, I'm into this. I'm 41 years old. Like I need to be looked after. Of course.
And I think usually one of us is driving, so it's all about the food.
Yeah, but Vegan Planet today.
Vegan Planet
one
today,
of the greatest things.
We could
just
have
across the traffic lights over there.
But like we could have had like nice falafel kebabs or
Woody Grill. Woody Grill.
Everyone goes.
Woody Grill or
most people say Woody Grill.
Woody Grill is.
I'm sure.
Like if I'm if I'm here like today, Planet Vegan is great because you sit down for a bit in the middle of absolute craziness. But like if I'm out for just a night out to go and see some stupid black metal thing at the Underworld or whatever, like the Woody Grill is where
I'm
it's
sure
at.
Woody Grill will come into play at some point
Yeah.
this weekend. but-
Like the best chips, their falafel is amazing. If you go in like and you sit down instead of just getting takeaway, you get treated like a king. It's incredible.
I've not
All the
experienced
dip.
this, so
I
it's
think at some point this weekend, Scott.
Yeah,
will
best dip,
take you
loads of
through it.
oils
that
and
sounds
stuff.
good.
But I think
Wonderful.
yeah, we've reached an age like you quite like a little drink, don't you? But I think
I like being able to eat.
it's important to like
mean, all-
eat around showtime.
Well, exactly. Like, all joking aside, we've all been there and done it where you don't really perhaps look after yourself quite as well. But like now, like why would you do that? Like, there's just find yourself somewhere good to sit and eat. Find yourself somewhere good to sit and drink, and enjoy the show. But like, look after yourself as well. And I think that's been really, really nice for me. I mean, I'm not a vegan, but my partner's a vegetarian, so like I adopt the vegetarian lifestyle and food and stuff like that. But I'd have said this very recently that I would be quite happily just be like, I could call myself like a vegan or a vegetarian because honestly, there is nothing out there that you'll miss. Like in that world, like there is so much amazing food. Vegan Planet I'd never heard of it in my life, and tonight is easily one of the greatest meals I've eaten. and actually, Matey, this is probably pretty relevant for this, but Matey in there was just like, hold on a minute.
I don't know what he's going to say now.
I was chatting to him afterwards, and he's like, "Oh, we should check out Vegan Camp
Oh,
Out."
at the festival, yeah.
Yeah, which is like a food festival.
But
Like,
there's like another vegan Chinese place up the road as well.
Is there?
So
Yeah, honestly.
I think you just do your research.
Yeah.
You find some cool places.
Wonderful.
That's kind of the nice. I do like traveling as a band and like finding out about new cities and like getting around and like kind of finding the food and like that show in Newcastle we did as well. We found a really nice place to go.
We did once. We played in Bournemouth once and went for a curry before we played, which is the worst mistake
before you
we've ever
played?
made.
Yeah,
because
exactly that.
like first of all there was no music on or anything. We're the only people in there,
It's
so
like
it was
really
really like while you're eating, just like forks against China, but
Intense.
also like we got on stage. Felt
I think that was
so
the slowest
fat.
we
It's
ever
like
played.
just a creosote playing
Honestly,
live. It was awful.
a post gig dinner is where it's at.
Yeah.
Like,
Agreed.
Like today's timing was absolutely
Yeah, being on just before 5 on a Friday is great.
Yeah. Sat down, eating by 7:30.
Play the gig,
Perfect.
start drinking after the gig, and then go out for dinner, and now we're ready for Amano. Brilliant.
Yeah, exactly that.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Hermano, and I won't keep up too much more of your time, but I did want to say thank you for having a chat.
Thank you.
It's been insightful, to say the least.
Yeah.
And this has been Witchsorrow at Desertfest for Diaries of Doom.